As we look back over the past decade of ministry here in central Mexico, we as a family have seen God's faithfulness over and over again. We can honestly say that it has been a privilege and a joy to be here, seeing God work both in us and also through us in this needy country. Back in 1996, we arrived in Pachuca, a city in central Mexico, northeast of Mexico City. We joined a team to begin working on a church planting project. This involved home Bible studies, youth and music ministry, women's ministry, children's work, preaching, well, just about everything that is needed in a new church plant. No words can describe the thrill of being a part of a new church with new believers. In October of 2008, the Good Shepherd Bible Church will celebrate 10 years of God's faithfulness as a church. During those years in Pachuca, we began to serve in a couple of national ministries to further help the 70 or 80 CAM-related Mexican Bible churches. As our involvement in both children's ministries and missions mobilization grew, we felt led of the Lord to make a change that would allow us to dedicate more time to these strategic ministries. In November of 2006, at the invitation of the CAMX field, we moved to Querétaro, northwest of Mexico City, to focus on these two ministries. An amazing 50% of Mexico's entire population is under the age of 18. The Mexican church cannot afford to ignore this young population. We are absolutely convinced that reaching children with the gospel is critical if we're to truly see this country impacted and changed by the power of Jesus Christ. Since '96, we have dedicated a large amount of time to helping our Bible churches reach and minister to children. In order to accomplish this, a team was formed and a new movement was birthed called Camina. In May of 2007, some 250 people, pastors, leaders, and children's workers converged together for our first ever National Children's Workers Conference. We wish you could have been there. God worked and hearts were powerfully touched. Those in attendance were obviously hungry for more resources and also for training to help them become more effective in their ministries to children. In addition to leading the overall team in organizing this event, Charlotte and I helped to teach 2 of the 30 workshops offered. Charlotte led a workshop on how to start a MOPS group, which targets mothers of preschoolers. I taught one on the why and the how of child evangelism. The future of Camina looks bright, and we're excited to see where the Lord will take us and our churches in reaching so many lost children. For the past 8 years, we have seen God's blessing on the Summer Missionary Program. This is a ministry in which Mexican youth dedicate their entire summer to teaching evangelistic kids clubs. They come together for an intense week of training and then are sent out as missionaries for the following 3 weeks. Over 100 youth have been trained and many are now serving their local churches. These youth spend their summer teaching Bible stories, singing songs, playing games, and sharing God's love with precious children. As a result, new churches have been started. Thousands of children have heard the gospel. Hundreds have accepted Jesus as their Savior. Many youth now serve in children's ministries in their churches, and others have dedicated their lives to full-time ministry. Here are a few comments from youth that we have trained.
Lo que más me gusta de Misioneros de Verano es que además de compartir el Evangelio con otros niños en otros lugares, es que tienes la oportunidad de aprender, de crecer espiritualmente, de saber qué es lo que Dios quiere de ti, si es la enseñanza o ser misionero. Es un llamado que Dios te da a través de este ministerio.
Y pues otra parte bonita, experiencia favorita es ver cuando un niño se acerca a Dios y ver que tú, como misionero de verano, fuiste utilizado para eso.
Our prayer is that more and more of these youth will dedicate their lives to serving God, some in Mexico, and perhaps some in other countries as missionaries. Latin America is rapidly becoming a force for world missions and evangelization. More than 6,000 Latins have been sent out to serve in other parts of the world, specifically the Muslim world. I, along with many others, became burdened with the passion to see Mexico join in this growing Latin American missions movement. Back in 2005, I helped bring together a group of both CAM missionaries as well as national leaders to organize FAMEX, a missions mobilization ministry. We in FAMEX believe that Mexico is crucial in the developing Latin missions movement. Our function is threefold: to help promote missions, to receive missionaries here from Central America, and to recruit and send out Mexican missionaries. In February of 2007, FAMEX sponsored 2 missions promotion events in the cities of Querétaro and Puebla. Dr. Ron Blue, former president of CAM International and also former chairman of the missions department at Dallas Theological Seminary, shared his contagious passion for missions in these events. Our fervent desire and prayer is that ongoing events such as these will continue to create a passion among Mexican believers to pray for missions, to generously support their own missionaries, and to send their own sons and daughters to reach the world. One evidence of the growing Latin missionary movement is the arrival of Guatemalan missionaries to serve here in central Mexico. Recently, 2 families, the Gomez family and the Monzon family, have come to work alongside our Bible churches in church planting. Eliud and Dana Monzon and their 3 children live in northeast Mexico City, where they work in a large, sprawling suburb called Tecamac. For decades, Mexico has been the recipient of hundreds of missionaries. Now it's Mexico's time to be senders and goers. This is a huge change of mentality, but one the church must embrace. One couple, Alex and Lise, have caught this vision, taking a huge step of faith, and are now preparing for a lifetime of missionary service in the Muslim world. After a missions trip together to a Muslim country in 2004, Alex and Lise felt that God was leading them to serve there. Seeing God change lives through ministries such as Camina, the Summer Missionary Program, and FAMEX gives us great joy. We know this would not be possible without you. Your prayers and generosity allow us to be an extension of you in this needy country. As we say here in Mexico, muchísimas gracias.